Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Gold Mining Simulator. So, as you can see, we are back into it a lot earlier than what you probably might think. We got 30 days, 23 hours, 14 minutes, and 30 seconds left. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to go through and basically elaborate on my thought process of the whole thing. Do the whole deal, right? To explain what I learned, explain what I thought about during this time. Since it was my first leaderboard, and of course, I want to thank everybody that took time to help out um, and uh, took time to help, took time to watch the streams, tell me that I'm a complete flippin' idiot, stuff like that. It's a rough group that we got into, and rough being not, you know, bad, right? They're not bad guys, but they were definitely, they'd watch your content or your stream, and they'll tell you if you're doing something wrong. But they'll tell you probably in the nicest way of, you know, lack of better words, what they said is, "What the fuck are you doing?" So that is that's the way they were saying it. So let's see. Let's go in here. Imperial 24 hours 12 enabled. Everything is enabled. Power pressure system, yes. We're gonna try to do as much humanly possible. Gold nugget is enabled. Okay, so everything is good to go. But like I said, I wanted to basically have a restart and go a little bit into um, what I was feeling. So basically, when I started out, I was playing the game like I knew how to play it. I was playing it exactly the way that you're supposed to play it. Well, when you're doing leaderboard, if you've never done leaderboard before, basically what you got to do is take everything that you knew and throw it out because it doesn't matter anymore. Um, Nothing matters anymore, right? So with that being said, you just have to really think about that. So hog pans, don't worry about them, right? They don't matter anymore. As soon as everything else, like I said, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna roughly set you up on how to get the start of leaderboard on, and like I said, of how I started. Um, like I was saying, I started off with hog pants and stuff like that. Well, it took a while to get it through my head to say, hey, why would you waste your time and do, you know, um, why would you waste time getting 6 ounces or whatever, getting these mats and stuff like that when all you have to do is, you know, get, um, when all you have to do is just get another truck and then you got a lot more. So hopefully this makes sense. I'm trying to think while I'm doing things. But basically, as you can see, I'm not having any moss mats, right? I could care less about the moss mats. We have 350 bucks. We started out with 450, so we already spent 100 bucks. Well, what we're going to do is exactly, what we did in leaderboard. So we're basically walking you through how to get it. And it's going to be interesting. We're going to run this series kind of like what you would get if you did run leaderboard. But of course, we can't start on Nighthawk. This next leaderboard will be on Nighthawk, and right now we're going to be running on Old Arnold. So, like I said, there's a few things that are changing, but still, when I first started, like I said, everybody was like, "What are you doing?" This kid, this guy, don't really know what the hell he's doing. And it was true. I had not a damn clue what I was doing. But the fact of it was is that they were helping me, and I appreciated it a lot. And it ended up being, you know, uh, it eventually made them stop, really. So I was taking all the advice I could get, and then, eventually they're like, okay. They probably didn't agree with everything I did, right? But at the end of the day, it's your claim. You can do whatever you want. Now, they will help you, but if you're not listening, well, that's the difference, right? So they'll help you out. They'll do everything in their power to tell you. Like I said, they're going to be rough about it, but they will tell you, hey, you know, this is what we're going to be doing. This is what you should do. Helps if you hit the right button. Apparently, I've never played before. But this is exactly how you start. Technically, Mr. Rasher, he will have a video or even he will be streaming about all the crates or eggs or, you know, whatever the situation may be. This past leaderboard, it was eggs since it was Easter. And so this time, it'll probably be back to the chests. And so this is what we're doing. As you can see, there's no water. I have no buckets. I have no nothing, right? So we got a nugget, 42.42 ounces. Fantastic. So what you're allowed to do is we're just going to keep doing this. It's going to say, oh, you're losing gold, yada, yada, yada. Nobody cares. I'm looking for nuggets. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. As you can see, oh, no, not yet. Should be here soon. Oh, there we go, 0.70. So now we have 1.1 ounce in the bank account. So I think it's either 6 ounces or like 6.01 or something like that. It's something in that general vicinity that you can get. And then when you're going for drilling and whatnot, you are allowed up to either 425 or 450, one or the other. And that will get you everything you need to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way up to 6 ounces, or whatever is closest. 6 ounces, 6.1 ounce, like I said, in that general vicinity. And I will show you exactly what we're going to be doing. Well, what we'll do here, there's another 0.71. So it does take a little bit, but like I said, now that I know what I'm doing, when I'm starting up and everything else, it is going to be 1,000% faster. Sadly, this next leaderboard, I will be out of the country. We're going on our World War II trip. That'll be June 16th, supposedly, is what I was told. And our trip, or the leaderboard starts June 12th. So I will have 4 days, and then I will have like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, depending. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we'll get something, but you know, we'll see what happens. I'm thinking about doing DLC just as a seasonal. I don't think I'll be, I mean, I know I'll be long gone by that, but you know, non-DLC, like I said, if you got the time to do it, you could be top 10 on anything, right? If you have time to do it. And of course, don't piss off Billy Bob. If you piss off Billy Bob, he was first place at like 1.5 million or some crazy ass number that was. So if you don't piss him off, and you can just, you know, snuggle up with him, then you'll be fine. You could probably pass him, but you can always, you know, piss him off too. So let's see. So we got 4 ounces. And there we go, another 0.74. But this is a lot easier than, you know, doing this, cleaning the moss mats out, yada, 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 yada. So we need about 1.2 more ounces. Not bad. And this is pretty much why the first season is always terrible. Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to do this. Already losing dirt, that's fine. 5.7. Now, a little bit after this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to be showing everything of how I understand it, but we're going to see what we can do, because we don't have any money, but we're going to have to get workers here shortly, so it's going to be interesting. I know like one more and we'll be over our gold nugget. Helps if you get a full one. We haven't been getting full. Maybe. Thank you. Please. Something. There we go. 6.9. like I said, it's going to be the closest we can get. So now that we got that, we're going to go back to town because we got the first thing up. So basically, by the first day, you should be drilling and potentially be done with it. Um, and then we will go on from there. Of course, I'm going to time lapse the drilling because absolutely nobody wants to see that. It is probably the most boringest flippin' ass thing you've ever seen in your life. It is pretty much what's going to happen. So just to um, try to keep everything in line, I'm going to try my best to smelt all of the gold so we have absolutely nothing. We're going to rent the drill, and then after that, we will keep on going. But like I said, we're going to be, seeing what we can do. Because I'm going to try to make it as similar to the leaderboard as possible, which means I think it's 425. So we're going to drill until 425, and then we're going to try to jump to Nighthawk. We're going to see what we can do. We should be able to, but we may not. We may have to go. I'm going to try to aim for at least Pine Valley. Don't want to do Rivertown, so we're going to try to jump as quickly as humanly possible to Nighthawk. But with that being the case, I don't even have the DLCs turned on. That's how that's how soon it's been. Here, let's just start this up, and there we go. Oh, so that's new. So they updated that. So when you update or upgrade, update, whatever, the daily majig, you'll be able to, there'll be green bars, and so you can see how far it's upgraded or something. I'm not real sure. I just found out yesterday when I was smelting the rest of the gold. But figure we'll run down here right quick, pick up these. I think there's two here, I think. I know there's one over here. There it is. And then I think, there it is. Is there one over here? There might be one over here by the car. There might not be. Yep, there is. Alright, so basically, I know there's more down there, but basically we're just waiting for the thing to happen. And then, of course, we get, discounts and whatnot. And another thing is Leaderboard, they give you a crap ton of benefits, like if you, I think it's like 4% at night, 4% more gold and stuff like that. So definitely helps out, but we'll see what happens. 1 minute, good. So it took 15 minutes, a little bit of a jog, but that's fine and dandy. We're going to try to keep this video as short as possible, but as quick as possible as well. So there's 3.1. So let's go smelt that gold because we don't have any money. Now you would say, oh hey, you got to pay gold or rent on that. I'm not worried about it. The reason why I'm not worried about it is because we're going to be getting so much money out of the drilling. I'm not worried about the other things, right? So beautiful. So there we go. Everything's needed repair and stuff like that. So 3,800 bucks. Beautiful. Thank you, Mai. There we go. So we got 3,879 bucks. Now theoretically, this probably would take a little bit longer digging. Well, plus also, like I said, you're still looking for the eggs or chests or shovels or, whatever they choose to be that time. So, with that being said, you are going to be pushing. Is that a person? No, it's a bike. It looks like a person from far away. Anyway, maybe I'm just blind. I have no idea. There we go. So we'll smelt that. We'll stand around, shoot the breeze. And that's another thing too, is I was lucky enough to be able to join the voice chat. So if you watch the very first stream that we ever did, I was able to join the voice chat. I was able to, shoot the breeze with everybody. And I was new to the server. Like I just joined the server probably, I think it was like 19 days before the leaderboard. Everybody was really accepting. It was absolutely a fantastic time. I think it's what 32 days, 30 days, something like that for the season is. everybody was helping each other. Everybody was showing maps, like, hey, is this a good map, bad map? What is it? Good, bad, ugly, so on. But yeah, I mean, if you had questions and you were willing to learn and listen, like I said, it's a great group. I will put their Discord below, along with mine, along with Mr. Rasher's channel. He is at 456 subs as of yesterday. He's trying to get to that 500 mark. He also has a Twitch as well. I think he's 300 and some on Twitch. So, he has a good, decent following. We're just trying to push him up a little bit more. Like I said, he's helped me out absolutely immensely. A lot of guys in the group has as well. I don't have everybody's deal, but here, let's see. Is it uploaded yet? Millerai, Gual, not yet. Yep, not yet. I guess it would be tomorrow. But anyway, besides the point. So we'll go sell. Let's go smelt it now, or sell it now, because I don't know how much the drill is. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll sell it, and then we'll go grab the drill and go. But yeah, super good guys. They, like I said, if you want to get into it, it takes a lot of time, but it's fun and difficult at the same time. So we got $7,281. Not too terribly bad. I'm not going to get a fuel tank or nothing. We're just going to go and try to get it as fast as humanly possible. Now this is where it separates, right? So DLC, you get everything. Everything's fine and dandy. With non-DLC, we run a 3.5. So what it is you could have this for tier 3 or this for tier 3.5. So everything would be tier 3. So you would have this trommel, you would have the duplex jigs, you would have nothing back there, you would have, all these machines here, but you would have the D-Rocker. That would be the 3.5. This would be 3.5. And then, of course, this is not available or available in DLC, so I don't have it turned on yet because I forgot. And then all of this stuff is available in DLC. That's the Orange Beast, of course. Everything's super expensive, yada, yada, yada. But basically, that is what's going on. And so, let's see. Good thing I did sell the gold, because now thinking about it, I would never have been able to afford it. So it's $2,900. We're going to rent that. We're going to order that. Oh, hello. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bob. Thank you. Let's see what we can get. Pick up. Yes, we don't have any of that. I don't have any shovels or anything else, but I do have a pickup, or not a pickup, a dump truck. That was interesting, I guess. Alright, so let's go here. We're going to go straight back to Old Arnold. And then we're going to start drilling. So, like I said, I'm not exactly sure how long I'm going to be drilling or how long this episode's going to be. But I will try to get this drilling done so we can move on to the next project. Like I said, I don't want to bore everybody to death drilling and whatnot. But after drilling, it's going to be interesting, because that is when a lot of time is going to pass. Because I want everything cheap, right? So, I'm going to time-lapse a little bit. Maybe even cut it out. I may cut it out. I don't know yet. I'll either cut it out or time-lapse. I'll let myself decide in post-edit or editing. And then, so stay tuned for that. It'll be this episode. It'll be kind of like the same deal. So, we'll see what happens. Now, of course, we're going to have to get this. Like I said, I think I can buy Pine Valley, or not buy, but I think I can rent Pine Valley. I would rather have a wash plant on Pine Valley than here. But we'll see what happens. So we'll jump in here. Thank you, Dr. Bob. 3. There we go. So we'll get this out of here. Go do some drilling. Like I said, you're able for 425, I think. So what I normally do, a lot of people. So we started on Pine Valley. What I did is I just got all of the squares taken care of. went to every single one and stuff like that. But here's something that Old Man Gaming taught me, and it was a brilliant fucking idea, like absolutely brilliant. I can't thank the guy enough, and he was also like, "What the fuck are you doing too?" So I will go right in here just to see where it is, right? Because we can't afford anything. It's a little bit off. But what we'll do is we try to get right on the corner. Most of the time, if you can do it right, it'll work. And there's an 8.6 nugget right here. Let's see. Yeah, so I got all 4 in that one little go. It's a fantastic thing. I love it. So thanks for Old Man Gaming. And of course, so I'm not worried about that. The left is going to be too shallow. So what I'll do is I'll try to line it up right here. So you got to be a little bit careful, because I have noticed, and he did explain this as well. So you got to be almost a little bit back. You got to be almost perfect. You know, there's a little bit maneuvering you can do, but if you're right smack dab in the square, you should get it. But sometimes it won't work. Let's see if that one worked. So you're doing a lot of this, right? You're a lot of checking and whatnot. So that's not bad. 22.22. It's not a great square. So we're looking, now that we have this up, we're looking at this. So the rich spot part is 38. We want 100, right? In the total gold, we want that as high of a number as absolutely possible. So that is what we want. That's what I'm looking for. That is what I was taught by the guys and stuff like that. When I say the guys, I mean everybody in Rasher's crew. Everybody in Rasher's Discord. So everybody that's watching this, you know, just to name off a few, Casco's Gold, he was a lot of help. Of course, Captain Smelly Gold, he was a lot of help. Rasher himself, Tiger Monkey, you know, Billy Bob was a lot of help too. There's so many of them. Wolverstein was helping out. But yeah, there's just so many names that, you know, I could sit here and count off for days. But I seriously do appreciate you guys for helping me out. And you know, and now that I have been taught, we can, you know, pass the word along, because that's what they want, right? So they just want everybody to be able to play the game, enjoy the game, and so on and so forth. Of course, they're going to battle you during the leaderboard, and they'll probably win, but you know, it's just fun to do. So let's see, did we get? Oh, see, look, so that one it didn't reach the back to. That's fine. But see how that's 64%? So that's not bad. So I ought to go back just a bit and get these 2 squares behind us. So that should be good. Then what I'll do is just right like that, and everything will be fine. But anyway, guys, so I'm going to just mill around right here. I'm going to drill a little bit. I don't think I'm going to record it. 216. Oh, it was way back there. Wait a minute. So I didn't do the 189.24. Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. Like I said, sometimes it... Yeah, so it got this one. Not that. Okay, whatever. Like I said, I'm not real worried about it. I'm gonna try to get my 425 ounces and then leave anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of a tidbit of a trick that you didn't have to drill as much. There we go. That should be fine. Normally this is good gold anyway, for here anyway, 0.7. But anyway, guys, like I said, I'm going to get off here right quick. I'm going to drill around, try to get up to 400 ounces at least. And yeah, so I'll be right back. All right, everybody, so we have smelted 15 ounces of gold just so we can make it through the night. So we're going to go until we hit 405 or roughly. But I wanted to get a little bit of the drilling involved. I don't really know why, but that's what we're going to do. So hopefully we can get enough gold for this, and then hopefully enough for the next. If we have to get a loan, we will. I don't want to, but that's what we'll just have to do. That's 9.5, basically 9.5. So we need 6 more ounces. We could do that. We may go over, but like I said, since it's not leaderboard, we're going to try to get it as close as humanly possible. So, I mean, right now, since we're just doing nuggets, we can't. Well, okay, so that was 1, so now we need a 5-ounce nugget. Like I said, so we're going to try to get as close as humanly possible. Like I said, I did smelt 15 ounces, so technically we could get 10 more. I ain't worried about it. We'll just stick with 5, or whatever the next nugget is. If it's 1, we may go for another one. If it's 16, I mean, that's just what we're going to have to deal with. So, hopefully we can, get that squared away. But we're going to try to get it as close as humanly possible. We did do quite a bit of drilling. And there we go. Beautiful. Now, we'll probably have to drill again. We won't have the money to just buy, new, drill holes and stuff. There we go. Beautiful. Good enough for me. 413. It is what it is. So let's see. So we can rent. Well, we're going to have to smelt, of course, since it is all this fun stuff. We don't have to pay anything because it's just nuggets. Let me turn this on so we can see something. Need to fill this up. I did buy a fuel tank and fill it up. Just decided that would be a good idea. That's what I did first, so that's that. An update did come out and say that we did get a pickup paint, and we were fighting for the fell front end loader skin. So we got a pickup skin and a front end loader skin. I think that's pretty cool. DLC got a orange beast skin. I think if it was top 10, I think is what they did. So I didn't update the game yet, but we might get it. We'll swing by here shortly and find out. This video is a little bit longer, so if you're still here, I do appreciate you. But as all that goes down, yeah, so we're going to go to the thingamajigger, smelt the gold. We're going to try to leave about probably $13,000 or ounces in the in gold, just to say that we have it, and then pretty much skip to the end of the season. So that's your first season. Not a whole lot doing. And then as soon as we start mining and stuff like that, I think we're going to get a good amount of gold and then skip to the end of the season again. That'll be our quote seasonal. And then, you just go on from there. You get workers, you get this, that, the other, yada, yada, yada. Yep, still 37. So I'd probably have to back out and get back in. But this is pretty much how you want to start a leaderboard, right? And of course, there's probably better ways to do it. This is just my way. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to smelt everything we can, run to the bank, come back, do it again. And of course, I forgot that we can only do 20 ounces at a time. This may be a while. So that's what we'll do. I'll smelt this down, and I will be right back since it's going to take a while. All right, everybody. So we have a pile of gold there. We are down to 33 ounces, and we have $36,000 left. Thank you for getting in. It was weird how my truck was open, but we'll deal with it. Anyway, so I'm curious here because we have to figure it out. I got to figure out what we can do. I know for a fact we can get to Rivertown. However, I don't want to go to Rivertown. So, let's see. Parcels. So that one's 300,000. That's 500,000. 800,000. If we sell all of these, oh boy, it won't let me know. Well, we're going to sell them all anyway. 385,000. Shite. Ugh, that's not what I wanted. So, 242. Oh boy. Here, let's do some quick math here. So, if I was doing leaderboard, we can go to Rivertown immediately. Um, so let's see, 500,000 minus 385, 455 is 114,000. So now it's how much it would be to get there. Plus you got to drill and prep, so you need a few more days after that. This would be $40,000. So if you had 114,000, well, that's how much you would need. So here, that's the max we can take. So let's see, 385, 455, and this is what I would do anyway. But here, 242, 400, because it's 30 some days, right? So you could take some time. So that's 627,000 minus 500,000 right off the get go. You have 127,000. Moving everything over. Let's see here. 1 second. Now I got a text. Would have to find it. Excuse me. Find it. There we go. So then, let's see. So 41,000, you might as well say, how much would it, so it would be 20. If you went to permafrost, last day to permafrost, it would be 20,000, or no, yeah, it'd be 20,000 plus about 20,000, so that, just to move everything. And then you would have to have 50,000, so that's an extra 90,000, give or take. And that's just to move equipment. Yeah, so you would have to get all that set up and running by one day. So that ain't gonna happen. So it looks like we're leasing Rivertown. It's not what I want to do, but it's what we gotta do. Okay, so now that that's set up and ready to go, so we have 85,000. Now, like I said, we could smelt the 33K and get over it. It's what we could do. It's not what I'm gonna do. Just because. See, technically another thing that we had was we had a 20 ounce bar, but I'm gonna buy that, so that's gonna be $20,000. But it's gonna be so much easier getting everything done. And then, so since that's done, let's drive out to Rivertown, get this all set up. I'm not gonna buy anything, and then what we're gonna do is hopefully we'll have some time to prep and everything. I think that was my turn. And like I said, this is where what I was told. So my gut tells me that I need to stay on Old Arnold. Stay on Old Arnold. Get the, we had $80,000. Well, actually, we had $385,000. We didn't have to rent anything. Everything's good to go. You start mining today. Well, here's the other deal. So if you don't do that and stuff like that, and you take a loan, you get better ground, so on and so forth. Might as well pick this on up since we're here, because I'll forget it and drive past it 15 times. But anyway, yeah, let's start it. Thank you. So if we don't do that, and we, deal with ourselves and so on and so forth, and yada yada yada, you can get the gold and move out there faster. At the end of the day, long story short, you're going to get gold no matter what. But the thing of it is you want to be as fast as humanly possible. Because we don't, it would be too much of a risk to go to Pine Valley immediately. That's why we were lucky, I think, in this past one, is because we started in Pine Valley. So we already had good gold. We just had to find where it was. Well, now that we have all that squared away, we have the drill. We just got to figure out where the gold is on Rivertown, mine that out right quick, get a few clean outs. Hopefully we can get a few 100 ounces, smelt that down, get the hell out, and go to, Pine Valley and or Rivertown. Or not Rivertown, Nighthawk. So we'll see what happens. I don't like Nighthawk any more than anybody else. but it is what it is. We have to be here, and I'm sure some people can figure out how to get to Nighthawk. I haven't figured that out yet, but you know, because leaderboard, you're only allowed 425 ounces. So we got the 425 ounces, and so now we're here. So what we're gonna do is, now that we got that cleared up, I don't think you'll need, yeah, you won't need the water tower, but once you get the water tower, it'll be fine. So what we're gonna do is run. Dun, 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 dun. We got that squared away. Apparently I went the wrong way, but that's fine. What's in here? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This is just me. Yeah, so loans, let's see. See if we can still take 242. Yes, we can. Okay, beautiful. How much is these? 15,000. Let's just do it. We're going to buy 2 just to see where they are. Probably a bad idea, but that's what we're going to do. Terrible. Terrible. Oh, good. That's the other one. Let's see. Still terrible, because it's 80%. That one's not bad. Mark that one. Let's see. I mean, all this is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. But this is basically where I would start. So I would drill this out, since we don't have the money, and go on from there. Now, if we had more money, I would get the bulldozer out here, start plowing away. But all that is top gold, so that's not bad. But anyway, so this video is not, forever long, and I basically walked through what we'd do. This is what we'd do. We'd skip the permafrost, or rent the equipment, transfer everything over, build a wash plant, start mining as fast as humanly possible. And yeah, so if you want to see more of what I would do if this was the leaderboard, let me know in the comments below. And if you don't, then we'll just do something else. But anyway, thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Hopefully this did help you at least a little bit. And of course, y'all take care.